Hey everyone, sorry about that, I'm just checking the ground here. Got a lot of cleaning to do in the next few days. Little by little, if you know what I mean, finally. Hopefully. Yeah, room is not in the best of shapes right now. Well, it is basically walkable and not as bad as some people think. It's just dresser and desk really need to be reorganized and fixed. Hopefully within the next few days I'll be able to do that. But anyway, as you can see down below, this is a double movie review. And actually it's sort of a DVD review, but not really much to say about the DVDs except, of course, they're two of the manufactured on-demand DVDs. You know, the new trend that's been going on in entertainment lately with DVDs and Blu-rays. Basically, it's the new trend. It's the new thing that, you know, hey, if you want certain movies or shows, live action or animated, boom, here you go. Anyway, these two movies actually came out, I think, in the same year, I believe, within the same year. I'm trying to see here. They don't really say on the covers very much, but yeah, I think they came out within the same time frame as some other movies. I mean, basically within the same year and time frame to basically coincide with each other. But I think one of them came out in 92, maybe late 92, and the other one came out about maybe early to mid 93, thinking May 93 perhaps. Honestly, folks, I can't really remember. I know one came out in 93, and I'm believing the other came out a year before, maybe 9 months before, to kind of coincide with sort of like a real-time life, you know, kind of like real-time kind of situation. So, yeah. Alright, here we go. This will tell me what year the first one came out, but both of these basically connect. They're mostly within the same continuity, almost same, different stories, but within the same continuity. Basically, they continue one continues one after the other. One, I think, yeah, February 19. Okay, according to Wikipedia, one came out February 7th, 1993, which was kind of hard to believe. That's 21 years ago. And the sequel, hopefully I can get this before anything, you know, before the sequel came out in December of the same year. So basically 10-month, 9-month span. Basically coinciding, kind of a real-time coinciding with each other. Yeah, so yeah, basically they have to coincide. Basically it's a real time coinciding with each other, real time continuity. It's a deal. They did have one more movie special, if you will, that kind of coincided as well. That took place, I think, later on in December. Yeah, that took place about 13 days after the premiere of the last one, and that was a Christmas one. And yeah, basically, I'll read this off to you when I get to that point. But when I get to that point. But the movies I'm talking about, excuse me, the movies I'm talking about are none other than Yabba Dabba Do, Flintstones Yabba Dabba Do, and the follow-up, Hollyrock-A-Bye Baby. Now, I enjoyed both of these movies when they came out. I mean, I can tell you from a personal experience. Sam's Club root beer, can't go wrong. But I can tell you from personal experience. At the time these came out, me and my family were living with my grandparents at both times the movies came out. Yeah, we were living with my grandparents. We lived with them the first time the first movie came out, and we lived with them when the second movie came out, as well as the special. As well as the special that followed 13 days later, and they let us watch it. You know, because, well, my mom, she grew up on the Flintstones, of course, and I grew up on the Flintstones in the reruns, so did my sisters. And, you know, we grew up watching the spin-offs, like, you know, the Pebbles and Bam Bam show, which I still want to get the series set up, and I highly recommend anybody watching this should get. I still want to try to obtain maybe the Flintstone series, and perhaps also I still have to not DVD fab, but because I got it through a torrent, excuse me again, because I got it through a torrent, I have to use Windows DVD Maker to eventually get Jetsons Meet the Flintstones, you know, on DVD. But I remember when both these movies came out in, you know, on the separate time frames, and like I say, chronologically, real time wise, you know, they follow after each other. And I remember watching this with my family because, again, my family and I, we grew up on it, so it was a big deal. In a way, it was a big deal. We had watched all the spin-offs. We had watched the original show. We had watched, you know, the year that they did the first animated pregnancy deal with Wilma giving birth to Pebbles, and then later on that was followed suit by the adoption of the Rubbles adopting Bam Bam. So yeah, it was a big deal. So yeah, it was pretty much a big deal because we followed suit like anybody else. We followed suit all the way through the original show, the spin-offs, some of the specials. You know, we followed suit. So that was pretty cool. So that was a pretty cool journey because I used to watch Pebbles and Bam Bam. I used to watch the Flintstones Comedy Hour, when I think it came on USA or something, and then TBS. I used to watch it, and I really got a kick out of it. I really enjoyed it. So, and you know, hey, it's Hanna-Barbera. You can't go wrong, right? It's the Flintstones. You can't go wrong. Anyway, I remember watching. This series. I remember watching all those series, and then when they advertised the movie, here's just one thing about just to show you how big and important these two movies were. They advertised them almost, I think, a month in advance, maybe not even a few weeks, but basically like a month in advance. I think Entertainment Tonight was talking about them, especially the second one. So that it kind of showed you how big of a deal it was, because here you had the two first animated sitcom children characters in Pebbles and Bam Bam, and all of a sudden, throughout the progression of the series and its spin-offs, you're watching them grow up from kids to teenagers to now they're getting married. And that was a big and huge deal. Because basically you were, at this time, you gotta think about, excuse me, Yeah, think about this. You were basically saying goodbye to the original run of the Flintstones. Because here was what was crazy about this. The year later, the Flintstones live action movie came out, and then ended. Excuse me. Ooh, you know where that's coming from. But in December of '94, basically the year that the live action movie came out, basically in Christmas time of that year, the Flintstone Christmas Carol came out, and that basically followed suit, I'm guessing, of the live action film, because now Pebbles and Bam Bam were back to being babies. So yeah, it was basically, that 1993, you were saying goodbye to the original, I guess you could say, G-Run. I say the original G1 run, if you will. Original G1 run of, I was just checking something there. The original original run of the Flintstones, of the animated series. Because basically everything had come full circle. So that's why it was such a big deal, and that's why almost months in advance, almost like a month in advance, they would advertise, on this date, Flintstones, Yabba Dabba Doo comes out. Pebbles and Bam Bam get married. On this date, Flintstones, Hollyrock-A-Bye Baby, the birth of Pebble and Bam Bam's kids is going to happen. So that was kind of unique in its own sense, and to me, I like these movies both so much because I grew up on them. I grew up on these characters, and like I said, I watched almost as much as I could the entire run in repeats as a kid, from the original series to the very end. So when I went online one year, I think it was online, I think it was through a Canadian store, believe it or not, I ordered the VHS of Yabba Dabba Doo. And I don't know if I recorded it to another VHS or something, or I sent the VHS to a friend and they sent it back. But basically, I had my friend VCD Yabba Dabba Doo, because I wanted to put it on DVD. I had a DVD recorder at the time, and I wanted to put it on DVD, but I didn't know how to unless I had a VCD, because I had a DVD player and an Apex DVD recorder, and, well, you get the idea. I think it was, no, it wasn't the Apex, it was the ILO. Yeah, it was the ILO recorder. But you get the idea. Anyway, after that happened, so I was able to get my friend to do that. But even before that, I think it was 2000, 2001, before I even got a DVD player, which was hard to believe, my Cartoon Network, on my cable company at the time, Sunflower Cablevision, was airing, and I'm sure it was everywhere, was airing a Mother's Day special of the Flintstones. And one of the episodes one of the things they were showing as part of this Flintstones Mother's Day marathon was Hollyrock-A-Bye Baby. So I recorded it. Yeah, as fuzzy as it came out, because I don't know what was wrong with the cable or anything at that time, I still recorded it, still got to watch it in a sense. But still, I recorded it, and yes, I kind of transferred it over to DVD. But the point is, I was able to do that. No, now that I think about it, yeah, I did do VCD, because one of my early fan vids was a Hanna-Barbera fan vid that I did. I gotta find it somewhere, but it had a music video, sort of like an all-star music video. I think it was "Lonely Road of Faith" by Kid Rock, the song, which was the song I used. And in there was clips from Yabba Dabba Do. So I gotta find that somewhere. Maybe I'll try to post it if I can. If I can't, so what? So be it. But anyway, the point is, that's how much I liked the movie, if you will. So when I heard that it was being released onto DVD, I was happy. But then I heard that the only way I could get it on DVD was manufactured on demand. And I figured, well, financially, at the time, I didn't have a job really, except maybe working occasionally for my brother-in-law. So I figured, okay, what can I do to get this? So I just was patient. I figured maybe someone's going to post it on YouTube. I could do it that way. I think maybe somebody did, and it got taken off or something. I don't know. So finally, on one of my, I think, checks of my new job, I decided, you know what? I'm going to get it from Amazon. I put it in my Amazon queue a long time, about months ago. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to get it finally. Enough of the waiting. I'm going to get it. And that's exactly what I did. I got both of them at the same time. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. The one thing again about these are you can get these two ways. You can get these two ways. You can get them through WarnerArchive.com or you can get them through Amazon.com. So I got mine through Amazon. So, and they're gonna have the name of where you get it from, distributed by Amazon. I think it's really small. Yeah, but I think it says distributed by Amazon.com. Got to really look at it, but that's what it says. Excuse me. And I really, if you're a true animation collector, these are movies you do have to get in your collection. There's no doubt about that, because they're that good. And basically, with the exception of the Christmas special that follows Hollyrock-A-Bye Baby, these movies practically wrap up the Flintstones original run. The Family Christmas basically introduces a new character who we never see again, and basically it's like a restart, basically a rebirth for Fred and Wilma, because now they have another child they've adopted, and now they're going to raise, just like they did Pebbles and Bam Bam, and this Pebbles is going to have like a little brother. So, yeah, these are pretty decent. Both have a runtime of 92 minutes for Yabba Dabba Do and 91 for I Holly Rock-A-Bye Baby, which together is 183 minutes of story. Yeah, if you were to marathon these, you're looking at about 3 hours and 3 minutes, back to back. And if you want to include the 30-minute special, 3 hours and maybe 25 minutes, back to back. But getting back to how important this is, it says, and this is from the Wikipedia, and this is off the Family Christmas special Wikipedia page. This is what they say: in the chronological of the Flintstones fictional universe, this special, which is the Christmas special, the Family Christmas, covers a time period later than any of the other specials, although it and its two predecessors are consistent with Pebbles and Bam Bam being adults in their 30s based on the original series. It is not, however, the last animated Flintstones production according to data production. As subsequent films and specials will continue to be produced through 2006, usually covering a time closer to the original show's time frame. So yeah, that's why that's why the following year after the movie we started getting the specials and stuff, including that PBS run with Pebbles and Bam Bam being more closer to what we had back in the 60s and 70s. But again, you can't deny, but again, this is part of history here because this basically ended the original run. And what they've done because of the live action films, in my opinion, especially the live action 94 film, is they've just rebooted the franchise to start all over again. And who knows where they're going to go with that. And of course my battery dies. So yeah, basically it coincides basically all together. But again, despite how you look at it, Hollyrock-A-Bye Baby and Yabba Dabba Do definitely are worth watching, and definitely if you want to look into it, worth adding to your DVD collection. And you know, both being animated films and in a sense made for TV movies. Maybe we might see Blu-rays someday because you know even if they were shot on film and edited on broadcast tape, standard broadcast tape, there's got to be a chance for these to get Blu-ray releases. And I still believe, and I said this in my two-part video, What is Manufactured on Demand? I still believe that if you put these out either on DVD or probably hopefully someday Blu-ray, you put these out for retail, in physical retail in stores like where I work, Walmart or Target or Kmart or wherever, people will buy them. I guarantee it. They will buy them and they will enjoy them. I guarantee that. So, but yeah. That's really all I could say, and I highly recommend watching both movies. They're very good. If you have not seen them, where have you been? They really are just tremendous additions to me, just tremendous additions and tremendous ways to, end the original run of the Flintstones that we all grew up on as kids. Even our parents grew up on as kids and teens. So really worth watching, really worth getting, and that's all I could say. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care.